Alright guys, ZFR back here again today, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the daughters of Aku from Samurai Jack and their recent fate on the show. So pretty much, if you haven't seen the first 3 episodes of season 5, I recommend you go watch them now and come back to this video, or just leave the video, because I am going to go over major spoilers and talk about some theories I have on why things went down the way they did between these characters and Jack. So let's just jump straight in this. But wait, before I do, really quickly, sorry for being gone the past few days. Don't worry, gonna have a lot of videos out for you guys today that I've just been prepping and stuff, so keep your eyes open for that, especially if you want to hear about this crazy horseman that we keep seeing in Samurai Jack. I believe I know who that is now, but just give me a little bit of time and I'll have a video out on that. But anyway, back to the daughters of Aku. So pretty much these characters are some characters that were really hyped up for season 3, and it looks like they might have just been for the very beginning of season 3, which is awesome because, just seeing them throughout the first 3 episodes I thought was really cool. They are probably some of the only characters that have been in Samurai Jack for more than 1 episode. Like, besides the Scotsman, Jack and Aku, like, these are some of the first characters we've seen return for 3 episodes back to back like that. So yeah, like that's pretty cool already that we got to see so much of them. And I thought they did get a proper amount of screen time. I thought the first episode showcased them really well, and the second one and the third, well, I should have said the second episode showcased them very well, and the third episode showcased their skills even more, even though they lost in the third one, of course. But let's kind of talk about why they lost and is it over, all that kind of stuff. So let's go back and take a look at their first encounter with Jack. So I know a question a lot of people are going to ask right off the bat: why on earth was Jack so able to beat these girls so easily in the second fight? Like, why? How on earth did he do that? Like, in the first fight, they were completely destroying him, and in the second one, they didn't stand a chance, seemed like. Or if they did, it was a very small one. So my answer to this is you have to look at the different situations between the two fights. The first fight, they caught Jack off guard, like way off guard. He was not expecting to face enemies like them. Like, keep in mind, these girls may have gotten destroyed the second time around, but they are a lot tougher, a lot smarter, and a lot faster and just more skillful than most of the enemies Jack has fought before. They are the first real people he's ever really fought, when you think about it, or at least like the first real people in this timeline over the past 50 years that he's had to really fight to the death. So yeah, this is kind of new to Jack, and he's fighting them and they're just too fast for him. They gang up on him and he's out in the open. He can't even get a hit in. They're just tearing him apart, which is why he decides to run into those ruins in episode 2 to kind of get them in a tighter space, because he knows if they're in a tighter space, he can either kind of lose them and hopefully sneak past them, or he can fight them a little bit better since they can't move around and dodge his attacks as much as they did when they were outside. So of course he tries that. That doesn't really work. They're just too powerful for him. There's 7 of them. He doesn't really know too much about them. He does hold his own a little bit during that fight. He manages not to die, but they're just giving him the work. Like, they're relentless. They're completely on him. Like, they're not giving him any breaks. I do have to say, like, if they had somehow, I don't know, not split up and maybe continued on, like all 7 of them, they might have had a better chance against Samurai Jack. Because as you know, the one of them runs ahead and chases after Jack, where he gets away in that second scene, and pretty much, or in that last scene of the second episode, and pretty much she gets killed first, like, and Jack is really shocked that he killed another person, because he's never done that before, and this adds another factor onto Jack's play. Now I know these are humans, and if you're this grown man and you're a samurai, you were raised to have honor and all this and pride and to protect your people and stuff. It's gonna kind of mess you up when you see that you just killed like this little teenager girl, like, and so Jack is gonna have to kind of figure out if he can really go through with this and kill the rest of them, which is what the whole vision in the cave was about. Kind of the ghost trying to convince Jack just to let himself die again. Like, I mean, like, suicide, that's one thing the show's definitely gone over in these past 2 episodes. But of course, Jack's not having. And let me just say real quick, Sal, I love the stuff with the wolf. I just want to throw that in there, since I'm probably not going to make a separate video on that because it was too small. But it was still some really cool stuff. But anyway, back to Daughters. Like, the overall reason I think they lost this fight is they just weren't ready for the outside world. They just weren't mature enough in a way, like, and not in terms of age, just in terms of experience and actual, just like, I guess that's the perfect word I just said, like, just experience in everything, not even just in fighting. Like, for example, when you see them drag their sister out of the cave, they don't even care that she's dead. Like, they're just kind of like, you're weak for dying. They call her weak for dying. I mean, who does that to their dead sister who just got her throat slit? Like, I mean, and to be fair, they are going after the guy that killed her, but like, at the same time, let's be honest, they don't really care. Like, I mean, and it's not their fault. Their mother raised them like that, which was awful, but their mother was awful. But anyway, like, so they go on, and we get to see this cool scene where they see two deers in the woods, and the deers do that little thing where they rub noses, and the girls are expecting them to fight to the death or something like that, and they're just confused. They don't know anything about this. Like, from what we're getting in this episode, it seemed like they had never been outside of their mother's cave, like, ever. So this is the first time they're actually running around outside. But I just thought that deer scene was a cool little thing, just to show their innocence and to show, like, just their inexperience in the world, and just the fact that they're still kind of kids in a way. Like, they haven't had a chance to really fully grow up the right way, and because of that, like, Jack already has an advantage over them. But anyway, so they track Jack down, like, they track him down. Of course, he finds them and he gives them the same speech his dad gave to those bandits. And I love that scene with Jack's dad and the bandits. I thought that was awesome. I hope we get to see more of that kind of stuff, flashbacks with his dad being awesome like that, just to kind of inspire Jack. I really did like that. But anyway, so as we know from this point, we all know what happens. Jack destroys the Daughters of Aku. Like, one thing I noticed that he did that was smart, he instantly took two of them out, like, and he kind of avoided the rest of them until he took, like, at least two out. So yeah, he was kind of playing a numbers game from the beginning. He kind of realized that this time I have the upper hand. I'm going to lead them into my trap, and once I do that, I can pick them off, and then once there's less of them, I have a better chance, because obviously it's easier to fight 4 people than it is 7. So yeah, but anyway, he fights them, he kills another one, and there's only 3 of them left, and they're fighting them, and they gain the upper hand for a while, and you could tell these are probably the 3 most skilled out of the group. The one with the staff, or whatever you want to call that. Well, I'll say spear. It's more like a spear. The spear, the one with the 2 swords, and or R2 knives, however you want to say that, and then the one with the chain and Scythe, which we actually know now was Aussie, and she was giving him a lot of trouble in the last episode with that chain and Scythe, like all last episode. But there were actually two of them with that, which I found interesting. But yeah, anyway, so they fought. You know, he leads them out to the big branch and stuff. He knocks them over one by one, knocks them over the edge, like. Some people, this is the part I really want to talk about. Some people are saying they think those last three are still alive, and it's definitely a possibility, alright? I'm not even going to knock that out of the realm of possibility, because they did fall at the same distance Jack did, and we know they're very skilled. Even though they couldn't beat Jack, they still are extremely skilled and stuff like that. So they definitely could survive. But I think it's more likely that only Aussie survived, and if you don't know who Aussie is, she's the main one out of this group of 7 girls. She was the last one to get knocked off, and like once again, we kind of see how immature they are when she's just screaming at Jack at the end, and he's kind of like, "All right, kid, bye." Like, but yeah, I think she's definitely still alive. I don't know about the other two, but one thing, in my opinion, she is definitely not dead. Like the last one that he knocked off, she's definitely still alive for sure, because she just fell kind of the same way Jack did. Now, the first one he knocked off with the spear, he kind of kicked her in the head really hard or whatever, and then drew her over the edge. She could have, you know, I don't know, she could have like had a little bit of a concussion or something from that kick, and just like not been able to really catch herself like she wanted to or whatever. Maybe she broke something, I don't know, but I kind of don't know about that one. That one can go either way. She can have either survived the fall or not have, in my opinion. Then you have the second one that got knocked off, Jack. I definitely, like, I'm just saying, she definitely has to be dead. I mean, come on. Jack hit her so hard that she either broke her neck in that scene, or, like, I know the cracking sound was her mask, but she either broke her neck in that scene or Jack knocked her unconscious, and if she's unconscious, it's going to be kind of hard for her to catch herself unless she manages to wake up at the last second and catch herself, stick the landing. But Aussie fell the exact same way Jack did, which gives me reason to believe she's definitely alive, and we might see her again. And one thing I would love to see is her be the last surviving daughter of Aku, and she actually be the only one that gets to meet Aku, and maybe Aku gives her powers or something to fight the samurai with. That combined with her skills, she could be a really epic final boss, maybe right before Jack gets to Aku. Like, I think that could be awesome if we see her again towards the end of the season. I really hope they do something like that. But yeah, that's pretty much the overall thing about the Daughters of Aku. And I mean, you know, like I thought they were really awesome characters. I thought their time was used wisely. I thought for 2 episodes they did a pretty good job of sticking them in the action, with the exception of course, you know, giving us their introduction in the first episode, which was really well. But anyway, guys, that's really all I have to say about this topic. Before I go in, like I said earlier, other videos coming up that you can expect. We're going to talk about what's going on with Aku, if you want to see more of that. We're going to talk about the Horseman that everybody's wondering about, the mysterious Horseman. I think I have an idea who he is. Not sure yet, but don't worry, I'm going to check on it. But anyway, if you're excited for those, make sure you check back in. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please leave likes and comments down below. Tell me what you guys think of these episodes and stuff so far. And I will see you guys on the next one. ZFR out, guys.